Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm canning. I know you guys can't fully see, but you can somewhat see the bag here. Got 50 pounds of potatoes here that I'll be peeling. And no, I'm not going to make you suffer through watching 50 pounds of potato peeling because I don't even want to be here peeling 50 pounds of potatoes. But anyway, so I got an amazing deal on the potatoes. 50-pound bag of potatoes for $11 that were very locally grown, and you know, it makes me a little happier knowing they were very locally grown. And I got my two bowls set up here, one for the potato peels. Some of them I will save, I'm not going to save all of them. And my second bowl here that the potatoes will go in once I've got them all chopped and that. You want to make sure they are about an inch thick, or an inch, like inch in size, when you're canning them. You want to make sure there's really no blemishes on them, and that they are, oops, that was a little bit small, you know, relatively about the same size. Like this one here, that's a little small, my mistake. But that one there, that's a good one. So I'm just putting them there into my bowl of water. I will keep going until I have, quite an amount. So this video, I don't know if I'll have it completely done all in one day or if this will be a 2-day video. Not sure. I'll get to find out when I get going. Now I talked today. I just canned my potatoes straight up just like this. I looked at the recipes in the new ball canning book, and I myself, I didn't really care for them. The what was it, herb crust or herb one, Mediterranean one, and there's Caribbean or something. I personally don't like that. I like my potatoes straight up, and that is just because I don't know about you guys, but I know when I open a can of potatoes, I rinse them. I open them, I drain them, and I rinse them, because there's lots of starch that builds up in the jars. Even though you blanch them, you still end up with a whole bunch of starch in the jar. So that's why I just leave it plain, and I add my stuff, like the herbs or whatever I'm doing with the potatoes, when I go to use them, so that way I'm not washing off all the herbs. That's just my own personal thoughts. I am just using, these are just plain old white potatoes. There's nothing fancy about them. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, yes, blanching. So you get them all cut up and you blanch them for 2 minutes in boiling water. No, I don't even have my water turned on because I know I'm going to be peeling potatoes for a little bit before I'm ready to start blanching and get the canning process going. So I may as well just, keep going on this. And yes, I know, someone's going to make a comment, I shouldn't do that with a knife. My hand is far enough away from the blade when I do that. So please, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't do it. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. That's bad. Oh yes, you blanch them. You blanch them for 2 minutes. And then you do want to add fresh, clean water to potatoes. I always do. And that just helps with the less, it helps with the amount of starch that gets left into your jar. Sorry guys, I can talk today. Having one of those days. Had to deal with my daughter's drama this morning. Today, when I'm recording this, is the day after your guys' or the American election. Yes, my daughter went crazy as soon as she heard who won. So, my mind's still all over the place from that. But anyway, so yes, blanch them for 2 minutes. Use fresh water when you're canning the potatoes. Don't use the starchy water that they've been boiled in. These pressure can, like I'm using quart jars, I always do. I don't see the point of pint jars for potatoes. I can't always can them in quart jars. They can for 40 minutes, which I'll probably explain again when I go and I'm filling a jar up for you guys. Yes, I don't think I have anything else to add to this at this precise moment. So when you guys see me again next, either I'll be blanching this pot of potatoes or I'll be filling the jars. I'm not sure which one yet. You can see it really doesn't take very long. Just whip right through them. Okay, but anyway, I'll be right back for you guys. It will take me a while, probably at least another hour before I actually turn the camera on again. So I'll be back when we are ready to either start blanching the potatoes or I'm jarring them up. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so we're now at the blanching these potatoes part. And I've got a good chunk of the bag done already. Not, I'm at least halfway through, so I'm going to take that. So we just plop these in, and normally I have my strainer here so I can just kind of grab the strainer, but I don't know where my darn strainer went. Joys of having kids doing this. Please be careful when you do this so you don't burn yourself. My little strainer? No idea. Okay, so we let that water come back up to a boil. Well, you guys know blanching, right? Bring it back up to heat and then 2 minutes and then dump it. So we will now be back when we are ready to get them into jars. I just like to make sure I really give them a good stir after I plonk them in there. Alright, so pop lid back on that and we'll be back. Alright, so they have now blanched for 2 minutes. And I was going to drain the water, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to drain the water because I can reuse this water to, keep the next batch going, right? Waste not, want not. I don't know. I don't feel the need to waste water if I necessarily don't need to. Now, once this water gets pretty gnarly, then sure, yes, I will dump it, but not until. So we're going to fill these jars 1 inch from headspace. And again, I forgot my paper towel, guys. Oh, goodness to gracious to Betsy's. Okay. Let me grab my paper towel here and get my hot water. Let's debubble it. And then I've got to get my salt in here, but I gotta pull out some of the water. I put too much water in. Then we add a teaspoon of salt because it's a quart jar. We wipe our rim, put the lid on it, and all over the place, guys. And then we put our ring on it, and this pressure can's for 40 minutes because it's a pint or a quart jar. So quarts are 40 minutes and pints, I believe, are 35 minutes. So I'll bring you back when I have all of these done and show you how much I get from that 50-pound bag. So we'll be back. And we are done. Oh, hang on, I'm still panning. Boom. Those ones just came out. You can see that, they're bubbling. And Twilight. But there is 35 quarts of potatoes here, minus like 1 pound or so of potatoes because they're so small and I was not about to peel them. But it's still the same day. You can tell it's dark out now. It was 9 o'clock when I started, and it's 6:30 now. So, but yes, they're done. So I hope you guys like, share, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.